the benefit of a traditional beanbag, really. Now, this isn't a beanbag, but I've sort of affected a beanbag. And they seem to have vanished, and people don't seem to use them anymore, but they create a perfect angle. So women in labour can really do this kind of feeling. Can you feel that? It's a kind of a, you can get this long spine, but the most important bit is this. You can get this really wide feeling across here. And that space, that ability to widen hips and let go of the tail and everything be very, very spacious, is that it kind of, you can't feel it now because you're not in labour, but it gives you a kind of chance to feel ease. Because this isn't a beanbag, you can't really see it, but you could also potentially just drape. Can you see this? So you've got this feeling, and that means you can let go here. So you've got the chance of letting go here, here, making space here, and here, right across the back. And then what happens is that when a partner's supporting, they would be a bit more comfortable with me. Partners always need to have something to sit on themselves because they're going to get tired.
Poor lads.
Or what?
Poor lads.
Poor lads. Their needs. So now you've got more of this. Now you can do various things. Even just having two flat hands like this can be hugely supportive. You can then add in some pressure just by leaning. So as the contraction was coming, leaning in and applying some weight can give you that feeling of spread, yeah? And that's what you want to do. You want to give the baby space. That feeling of everything being given to the beanbag, everything being given to that support. You let go all the way. And with that extra person helping you to counteract that pressure, you just let the baby come down. So it's a really relaxing angle and a really, really sort of relaxing position, which doesn't often get found. And balls can work, but they're a bit moving, a bit overactive, and you can't let go. So the other thing that's amazing about this position is that, can you imagine you coming up for the contraction? So come up, follow me. Sorry, I'm kind of slow. So imagine you've got, and you're having to move. So it'd be something. So you stay there,
Okay.
but you're sort of, and you'd be like rocking or something like that and working it. You know, maybe like that. That's actually like that. Whatever, you'd be rocking. Perfect. That's exactly what I mean. And then when that's passed, can you see that you're well positioned to flop, to let everything go? Now you go back to your rest and let go. And there's no extra work. There's nothing to do. And that's the important bit, because...
So are you selling those beanbags?
Yeah. It's not to be a beanbag, but some kind of... I mean, most birth centres have them. And just to add that, they're often not in the corner of the room. They really need to be tucked away in the corner. When they're in the middle of the room, which they sometimes are, the mother can feel really exposed. She's just got space all around her and feels like there's a door behind her. When you're like this, something very secluded, and the seclusion lets you let go and you feel safe. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what partners might do with massage. So oil obviously can have something in it like lavender, frankincense, or clary sage. I'm just going to do this, and it's quite strong. So it would be, you don't have to have a lot of fussy movement, but it's just down and circles, like big, strong, and really, can you feel I'm really pressing with all of my hand? I'm not going to come right down, but ordinarily you'd be quite naked. No, but you know what I mean, I'm not going to go.
I don't mind.
We'll see. And I also use my forearms, actually. Can you feel that? Does that feel nice? And my wrists, and leaning and using my body weight. So my point of this is really to show that never be cautious or hesitant with a woman in labour. She wants that strength to meet the strength of what she's feeling. And I do a lot of this, pushing up on the baby's coming here now. That's why you're down. You're feeling pressure in your bottom, pressure in your hips. And here's the thing, I went to a labour this week. Oh my hips, she said. And why is that? Because the baby's doing this. It's coming down and spreading you. So if somebody's just there, and even sort of lean and make you feel, do a cuddle or something. It's a kind of containment like that, while the contraction's going on and things like this. Can you see how that could feel nice?
Yeah.
And it sort of makes you feel safe and held. Now, I must add, I wouldn't keep doing this. You wouldn't want to keep bothering a woman every contraction. And sometimes she's quite happy on her own, leave her cosy even with a blanket. But there come points when a bit of touch can feel nice. Last thing is also just thumb pressure, sort of about there. So you go down the spine, it's either side of the spine there. And you might need to get a bit of purchase so partners can learn how to do this in advance and sort of lean with their body. And when it's a male partner, they sometimes think that a woman in labour is fragile, and that's not the case. And they kind of go, oh, you know, tickly touch. Tickly touch can be quite annoying in labour. Some women might like it, but it's strong counter pressure. And then you're moving down, another one there. And usually the mother will tell you what's working best for her. And then even another one down. Can you feel like that? And do you mind me going a bit deeper here? Because this is a really strong pain reliever. Is centre of buttock, like that. Sorry, is that too much?
No.
That can halve the pain, I got told. So, I was with a mother recently this week who said she wanted to have an epidural guaranteed. She'd had a very, very horrible, difficult first birth and was desperate to make sure she got an epidural second time. And she said just that alone, and that was enough to give her the chance to cope, yeah. So it's even deeper actually, sort of there. And I've even gone as far recently as, I'm going to say this because it's a chance to actually create something like this. And I put this under. I would always do this now, like that. Can you feel that would be something under? And I started doing this thing where I sort of, you just sink, completely sink. And if you were having a contraction, you're going this way, and I support like that.
Oh, okay.
Could you see? It's effectively the baby starting to press and come that way, right? You know, it's pressing right down low, and just having somebody almost hold you. Can you see how it could feel? It's counter pressure. So initially counter pressure here, 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 and as the baby's really not very far away, and obviously you won't be doing this if you were pushing, but you've got to let baby come. But it's just that sometimes a bit of support can feel nice. But I do want to emphasise that if the mother is, if you were completely not requesting anything, I would be like this. And I won't be doing anything. Because you don't over rescue, you don't go in if the mother's fine, you know? But if she can't, if she's like, oh no, this is too much, do you see what I mean? Sometimes a bit of extra hands-on can feel nice.